Okay, let's get going. What's up, Suraj? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How do you feel to be here? I think I should be welcoming you to our Discord. So how do you like our workspace slash chill space?
Man, this is
How's it going?
amazing. You're actually
How
one
do you
of
like
the
our
first
campus?
person who has told me that we could do something live like this. Until now, it was all predetermined sessions. Doing this live, especially on Avalon Meta Virtual Campus, this is really interesting for me. So, in fact, while I was profiling your Instagram and just you, I was just doing your background check, and then I actually saw this one particular post in which it said that you had traveled from Manipal to Bangalore just for a marketing stunt. Is that true?
Uh, okay, so sometimes journalists end up quoting what they shouldn't. There's a lot of, like, okay, if I describe concept to you, I might say, that we did it as a publicity stunt, but I don't think that should have made it to the article. But that made it to the article because the person didn't listen with their filters on, and I was talking to her like I would talk to a colleague. I didn't know what to. I mean, I wasn't too careful about what to say, what not to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason for me doing that, the 443 kilometer thing on my bicycle, to be honest, was actually frustration. Frustration of college. Because there is this thing, dude. I've never, I mean, I've understood. I can now very skeptically make sense of why that used to happen. There are teachers in college, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And these teachers, a very typical dialogue from these teachers is that if you don't study well, if you don't score well, if you don't clear these exams, if you don't get a, what do you say, 70%, 80% GPA, you wouldn't, you land nowhere
Mm-hmm.
in uh, in your life. And I understand why they have to say that. They have to say that because they're advocates of a business, right?
Right.
They have to they have to propagate that business's agenda, so it works in their favor to protect the institution that they're a part of because they get everything from there. But all these things, and the constant pressure to do well in academics of where I didn't like what I was formally studying. I liked my life in Nepal, but I didn't like what I was formally studying. That kind of irritated me, that frustrated me. And in order to just kind of let the steam off, I chose to do that publicity stunt. Eventually, I tied it to one of the things. I ran a couple of startups in college, so
Mm-hmm.
I tied it to one of the events, one of the launch events that I was doing in Bangalore. I was like, okay,
For something
I'm
called
doing.
Soul Journals, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so it was a mental health startup.
Right.
Uh, because my mental health got fucked in college.
Talk to me more about that.
This was just I mean this it just called for it, the entire sequence. Now that I played it into my head,
Uh
it just
huh.
called for it, but doesn't have much to do with college. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so let's just dive right into the marketing aspect right now.
Sure.
So, since the whole COVID situation had happened around us, the same old marketing methods that businesses were using had to be changed since the situations were different right now. Like the way we could approach people changed with them being locked up in their houses. What approaches did you personally adapt for Avalon Avalon Virtual Campus?
Marketing, if you understand the fundamentals, it's more about understanding what the market wants. Market को क्या चाहिए is equal to marketing, or
Right.
understanding your market in present continuous tense is marketing. So marketing is more about understanding your audience, understanding what's actually happening there, understanding the waves that are there. And marketing is what I say, marketing is understanding the waves that are already existing out there and making sense of them, and eventually gathering intelligence, gathering more data on ground and interpreting it. This is what marketing is.
Right.
And everyone's basically, see, a lot of people think, or there was this quote by Steve Jobs that said, I want to create a dent in the universe. Great. But a lot of other people kind of take the quote to personally, and they think that you can create whatever you want and change the way world looks at things. You cannot. As a business or as an entrepreneur and as a marketer, in fact, you're always riding waves. You're interpreting certain data point and letting it guide your strategy and differentiating that strategy. That at the max, that's what you're doing. You cannot invent new waves. You're always riding waves. So that's the process of identifying waves is marketing. So I'll tell
Right.
you about, now you ask me, okay, what did we do? Did we create something out of the blue? We didn't. We understood what actually was going on, on ground. And at that point, we were still transitioning out of Avalon Labs into Avalon Meta.
Mm-hmm.
And we let go a lot of our servicing doing, because we wanted to focus on product. Our management couldn't have been, what do you say, bifurcated in their focus. We wanted to focus on the product. So I have certain trends that I saw while the COVID and the lockdown was happening. So I'll tell you a few. I can tell you what Avalon Meta did, but that's a very generic, that's very narrow focused, insight to give you, because we were in digital education. We are in digital education,
Right.
and digital was all that people were doing. So obviously we rode the wave crazily, and we grew very fast. The app saw unprecedented downloads. Everything kind of converged there. Converged as in, app launch happened there, and lockdown was super strict. People were legit not stepping out. People were legit glued to their screens. The short attention span wasn't the problem anymore. Uh, it was always a problem. No, we always complained that, okay, how attention spans are becoming shorter, which is not true. But at that point, it was like legit. You were seeing video viewing rates and retention rates like crazy, because people didn't have shit to do. People were just stuck to their PCs.
Very true.
What apart from that was happening? So we were working with the food brand. I would say food or supplement, somewhere in a hybrid of this. But I'll tell you what the industry saw. The industry, in the food businesses collectively, they saw a change in, uh, not a change in uh, delivery or anything else. The most major change was the kind of food people started eating. The entire debate, or the entire, what was this? We were consuming a lot of information about how to keep your immune system healthy, etc. So people started changing what they were eating, and that happened across the industry. The orders that people would get about, the products that people would get, sorry, the products that the companies would sell, they saw a shift in the data. Normal products took a backseat, and immunity boosting products took a, or kind of rode the spike.
Right.
And hence we saw a lot of, a lot of restaurants serving immunity boosting juices, immunity boosting salads, immunity boosting chicken, I don't know, immunity boosting dal. They put immunity boosting everywhere. They use that positioning everywhere, because those kind of products were selling. The age old home remedies that our grandmothers taught us, certain spices and mix of spices, these kind of things actually picked up. And this was happening across the industry. Even if you were not in just medicinal, as I told you, it was happening on Swiggy for that matter. So, and people became more conscious about expiry dates. This was a side effect, or the byproduct of this moving to a healthier lifestyle. So that happened in the food industry. What happened in the fashion industry? In fashion industry, see, fashion, a lot of people were relying on this thing for, were anyway relying on digital for fashion. Like there were fashion businesses were propagating their ads via digital. Now this changed in the way, number one, the offline fashion stores, they had to become online,
Right.
because there was offline. But what else happened is, people started viewing uh, fashion beyond social situations. People started viewing fashion in a way as to what looks good on screen. What looks good on screen can be Zoom and can also be your Instagram. Now, our profiles, our personas, our identities, everything became digital. It was a shift. So there was more focus on these things, printed t-shirts that have something printed as big as graffiti, because now it's all about looking good on screen and
It's all
you know
about visual
uh,
image.
yes, 100%. So this is the kind of stuff that happened for Avalon Meta. I have already told you, digital was big. Retention times, viewing times were growing. In fact, digital wasn't just big; it was the only thing that was happening then. Right?
Very true.
You weren't stepping outside, so there absolutely nothing was happening. Like, you weren't even playing sports. You weren't playing all other industries. It was like, a once in a lifetime sort of a spectacle where only digital was there. There was absolutely nothing else.
It was like
So
a boon in
obviously,
a.
I mean,
It was
I
like a
can't
boon in a
say,
disguise.
yeah, I don't think we did anything crazy to ride the COVID wave. It was already virtual everything, and we were just, it just happened that we were there at the right time. We were making the move towards Avalon Meta, launching our app, launching Discord community. So yeah, that's what happened.
That makes a lot of sense, man. So now, since you were already digitally present, now the question comes to these big businesses which are locally present, who are major retail players, who do not have a digital presence. So a lot
Right.
of local businesses which are really big, doing a lot of retail sales, they are not really digitally present. Do you
Hmm.
think following only traditional methods of marketing right now would be effective in a long run?
I don't think so. Just do a simple math around it. How many people can you reach by placing a billboard ad? Just reach. I'm not talking about behavior also. I'm just talking about billboard ad. Kitna footfall milega? Footfall nahi, traffic kitna milega? Like, how many cars are
Right.
actually traversing? Digital has to be the only place. I mean, dude, people resist change, and that's why some
Why do you
businesses
think they resist this change into shifting into digital?
I think like a business owner here, he has to hire new resources. He had a system that kind of worked for him. So, it's just like you have to bring in certain management. You have to deal with folks who might not agree with you. You have to do a lot of stuff. But dude, most of India, I mean, most of the businesses realize that they have to move digital, and that really happened. Traditional, I think, is can I say it's dead? I think it's dead. I don't know. I haven't seen any other evidence. Based on the evidence that I see, I think traditional is dead. We've not even bothered much about traditional. So yeah, they should definitely move to digital. And I think COVID was the biggest driver. COVID actually accelerated not just advertising, though, not just marketing. COVID accelerated everything. COVID accelerated future by 5 years. Whatever was poised to happen, we all knew would happen, happened just a little sooner.
Right.
And dude, there's so much money that went into uh, building the digital ecosystem. Microsoft Teams went under multiple iterations to accommodate COVID because they got a huge inflow. I mean, every bloody school moved to COVID. Every college moved. I mean, not COVID. Every school moved to Microsoft Teams.
Right.
Every college moved to Microsoft Teams. So there has been a lot of there has been a lot of money spent, in bringing up or shaping digital, and unprecedented because it was an unprecedented time, and the business had to react to market. Everyone's doing it, dude, from the bottom-most players to the biggest players. Everyone's riding the wave in their own smart ways. I don't think there's anyone who's an exception to it, and I don't think uh, if someone is, they're probably oblivious or they don't have the resources, like the Baba Ka Dhaba. Baba Ka Dhaba couldn't have done much, right? But he
Right.
needed digital to accelerate his things. I mean, that's not one of things go viral, but still, what was happening to Baba Ka Dhaba without digital is what would be happening to other businesses without digital.
Very true. Very true. And it so happened that Baba Ka Daba, that thing got so much of traffic, that guy couldn't handle it, and now the entire situation is going south. So
Yeah.
there's the result of digital presence, how much business it can get you. So
Yeah.
now, companies have entered social media and they've started putting out content heavily on these social media platforms. Mainly, you can pick out Instagram, Facebook. Actually, they're shifting to LinkedIn too. I've actually seen a couple of major businesses invest a lot of resources into LinkedIn marketing. So, could you, give me your thoughts about marketing on social media platforms?
Uh, can you be more specific with your question? Because I don't know how to answer this. This is a very broad question. What
Um,
exactly are we talking about?
So when we market our businesses on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, why exactly do you think it's effective on these specific platforms rather than any other marketing method
Uh,
for a business
see,
person?
see where the eyeball marketing is about understanding your market. Market से ही तो marketing बना है, right? So where is the market? Where are their eyeballs? Where is their attention? It's on digital. I'm talking to you on digital. So I think it's an elementary question and elementary answer to that.
See, basically, right now, what I saw was locally, I'm from Hyderabad, and the
Right.
businesses in Hyderabad, they've not yet, adapted into this social media world. They're still sticking to their own plain old methods. So,
Hmm.
I just wanted to see, like,
Lack of resources, dude.
sorry?
Lack of time and your place and your accessibility also matters. No, these guys, they what what is their see their launch pad is unclear. They don't know how to step in here. They would have max create a Facebook page. कोई बेटा उनका बोलेगा कि पापा वो बनाओ etc. So that's the max date. It will take time for them to adopt, but the change is inevitable, and they've somehow adopted. They probably hopped on to the small businesses have also hopped on. At least the food businesses, they've all hopped on to Swiggy and Zomato, right? Because they realized that they without Swiggy's and Zomato's of the world, there's no survival. So someone will pull them. Some sort of an aggregator will come and they will pull all of these guys into it. Making a direct to consumer brand is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest of the companies can do it. A Van Heusen can do it, a Supreme can do it, or whosoever can do it. But for the smaller players, there are aggregators. A Flipkart will tie up with them. I mean, if it's a fashion store or something, if it's a distributor of Flipkart or Amazon will bring them on board. If it's a food store, a Swiggy or a Zomato will bring them on board. So aggregators are there for these small businesses, and when you're with an aggregator, you are going digital. No.
Right. Okay, so one thing which I've observed in your profile and also in Avalon Meta was you were mainly focused in building a community, and that is something a lot of people are actually missing out on. They're going into the USPs of a product or USP of a business. They're missing out on this back end process of building a community for the business. Why exactly is it important to build a community?
Why a lot of people aren't able to do this because it's fucking hard. It's crazy how to build a community. Not everyone can. So and only the best of the brands have a community to it. Like the only startup, I mean that comes. I'm sure there are more startups with the robust community, but the only other one I can think of is I mean there's a nice case study about third wave coffee roasters. These
Okay.
guys are sort of I mean they're present in Bangalore. They have nice coffee shops, and I used to be a big fan. Their coffee is well sourced, and I don't know if they're beyond Bangalore, but they have quite a few stores or whatever coffee shops in Bangalore, and they're a direct I mean in my head or in their audience's head they compete with Starbucks. They have a nice ambience. Coffee they CCD. I don't know, for some reason a lot of people, not many people are fans of CCD. CCD I don't think
I
was
think it's out of the
even though
trend
they were
right now.
yeah, even though if CCD, captured the market, I think that was way too long ago. I don't think they've innovated. So Starbucks and third wave coffee roasters are kind of fighting the battle. And third wave coffee roasters, if you see certain case studies, I'm not sure if they're on the internet, but I do remember reading something. They grew with a community-led, community-based model. And why do you need a community? Dude, I recently posted on Instagram, right? And I think I got beautiful. I mean, I was kind of surprised by how smart people are, because a lot of things people said, I thought I'll at the max I'll get 5 or 3 good answers and I'll pin all of them on my profile,
Mm-hmm.
on my Instagram profile. But it turns out there was so many good answers, and everyone kind of nailed it. I mean, hit the nail on its head, because there are so many plus points. One that I really liked is, when you're building a small business, you got to pivot. The
Right.
importance of pivoting is, you can ask any digital business, as in, they are so
Majorly
digital
digitally focused.
accelerate things. Digital accelerate things. Even if I'm selling food, the speed of experimentation is crazy on digital. If I had to move so many parts offline, I wouldn't be able to. But digital, you know, everything's so easy.
It's
The
a ease of
speed of
convenience.
experimentation is there in digital.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to run experiments, I can choose who to target, who not to target. I can, if I want to, compare two localities. Even if I'm a small business, I'll look at locality A versus locality B. Oh, I sell more in locality B, so maybe should just sell to locality B. That such simple process, if I had to execute in the offline world, I would have to build a chain of pamphlet distributors, and keep an equal number of them in locality 1, and then equal number of them in locality 2, keep motivating them for 4 or 5 days to run that experiment. So it's very, there are so many overheads of offline. So digital में speed of experimentation है. So what happens is, since speed of experimentation is there, you can test and infer fast. You can fail fast. You can plan, and you can know things very fast. You can move very fast. So when you move very fast, it's called a pivot. Moving and changing your direction is called a pivot.
Right.
And if you keep changing your product, and once you build the product and then take it to your audience, then see, people are left with a broken narrative in their heads. But when you have a community and you keep telling them, okay, guys, this is what we're doing. Okay, you want this, so this is what we're doing. Based on your feedback, this is what we've developed. It's an organic approach. You're likely to get it right. You're likely to have a few folks, who are always guiding you. You're speaking directly to your audience. So pivots become easier.
Mm-hmm.
They become much smoother. Otherwise, businesses are kind of scared of their audience and apprehensive of their audience when it comes to pivoting. They're like, okay, log kya, वहाँ पे तो it becomes a fundamental question, right? Log kya kahenge? So that log kya kahenge problem gets solved when you have a community. You can already keep the log in the loop, and they follow you. So it becomes way easier. But the problem is, community also has its own demands. They also want to be accommodated well, and that's not easy. You need to have a community manager on board to build a raving community. It's not easy. That's why businesses cannot. But here's why you should. Your pivots become easy, and for other reasons, I think you should just check my Instagram post. I think all 30 answers are really good.
I've seen it. That post was actually very interesting. Until then, I've read about the importance of building community, but after I saw that on your profile, I actually went and checked about your own community which you are building for Avalon Meta, and that's pretty impressive by itself, man. Like, you have people here right now listening to this entire podcast because you built the entire community.
Wow, okay. I thought I didn't know that you weren't a part of this community before reading that post. Cool. Okay.
Oh,
Super
oh,
interesting.
if I did not mention, I came across your ad about the fake guru, and then I thought you were another fake guru too. But then when I went to your profile, I saw
Mm-hmm.
a picture about ads. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I was completely into sales for my
Mm-hmm.
startup. Then I understood the importance of marketing, and I had to take up that position also since it was a small company. So, while doing that, I had come across your ad, and in that, you were speaking about how fake gurus were teaching a lot of crap online. And that's very true. I've seen a lot of crap, and I've actually attended webinars too. Uh, anyways,
Okay.
the moment I read your picture, it was something related with ads and how you need to have your audience segmented and targeted. I thought you had something going on there, so I went up and downloaded this Avalon Meta app, and I got started with your courses, in fact. And man, I should tell you, thank you so much. In probably a week or so, I've already written down how you asked me to write, like, the research work, how it has to be done to run ads. I'm doing it right now. So I should just thank you for that.
Crazy, dude. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know you were a new entrant to this whole ecosystem, Avalon ecosystem.
Very
But nice,
new.
good to hear that. This is like, okay, this is actual market telling me that, okay, this is how we tread. I saw something, downloaded the app, then realized, okay, super cool.
That's my honest review right there. So, so when the COVID actually hit Indian market, me being into the gardening business, we took a very huge dip in our sales. All we were doing was gardening and giving people a gardening service. What I later saw was people required something which was experiential for them. They needed some experience of them doing the gardening themselves, so that there was some interaction between the service and them as human beings. So, as you mentioned earlier, marketing is nothing but understanding people and what their needs are. How big do you think do the role, I mean, emotions of people play when you're marketing something to them?
Topic, dude. All decision making is emotional.
So, I have
Absolutely,
this,
every decision that you've ever taken is emotional.
I've
It's
read this
emotionally
quote
charged.
that people
Hmm.
take decisions and then give them logical reasoning.
Hmm.
So, do you agree with
Yeah.
that?
I mean, there's nothing for me to agree or disagree with. This is how it is. Science has proven it. There have been multiple experiments that have been run to validate this. There is this case study that not case study. There's this experiment that you should check out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's about how a person's. Let me just quickly Google it. How a person's. I don't know. It was called brain. Hold on. Split decision. Experiment. I'll find you the exact name. Uh, there was this insights into psychology of decision making from a split brain experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So you should from a split brain mind, you should just check this experiment out. This kind of proves how we make choices. So there is a primitive brain, there is a much more evolved brain, and uh, like if you have to read it, but in a crux, basically they ran an experiment on someone who had a split brain, and he was able to rationalize things. He was able to figure out pros and cons of a choice, but he was not able to decide what to go ahead with, because that this you can do all your rationalizing and reasoning and making charts and analysis. You can do all the analyst work uh, rationally, but when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to uh, you know picking sides, you're taking bets. You're always taking bets. Human decision making is bet taking.
Right.
You're taking bets, and how is your bet driven, or what is it driven by? It's driven by emotions. So each and every single decision that you've ever taken in your life is emotional. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I can't. Why would I argue such a fact? Why would I agree or disagree? It's a fact.
Makes sense. Makes a
Okay.
lot of sense.
Okay, is copywriting a powerful tool in marketing? What makes a good copy by Acharya?
Sorry.
Is copywriting a powerful tool in marketing? What makes a good copy?
Strategy makes good copy. Writing copy is driven by strategy. You're not see the if you look. I don't know how the skill ecosystem is, but when you go to an agency or when you go to a company, how you would see the teams work. The writer's job is at the bottom. Writer writes what the strategist tells them or tells her to write about. So figure out what your strategy is. Figure out your positioning, what other people are doing in the dude. When you ask me copywriting, you're asking me what should your marketing strategy be, because marketing, okay, the marketing that it's about reaching out to people is actually about is actually about your messaging. It's all about your messaging, and then who do you show that messaging to. That's a simple process, right? You figure out what to say, and then you figure out who should listen to you. So figuring out what to say is the entire advertising strategy, right? You should figure out what other people are saying, and how do you not repeat other people's message? How do you repeat your own unique message? It's content strategy. So I can say so many things about it, but if you want a one-word answer, uh, just don't be same. Say something that that people will talk about. And what will people talk about? People like red ads, what people are talking about, right? Because they're very different. If you say the same thing, people kind of tune out because they're hearing the same thing again and again. They become ad blind. But if you say something different, people will remember you. People will talk about you. It will become a talk trigger, and you'll get compounded growth out of it. So be different in your thing. And for everything else, I think I have made the advertising fundamental series on Avalon Meta app, and it's the advertising fundamentals are basically content strategy fundamentals. If you just go through it, it's multiple words used to describe the same thing. Content strategy, advertising strategy, writing strategy, just the same thing. So go scan that up. And this is I'm actually now out of time. I gotta hop off. Thank you so much, Suraj, for making it, and welcome to Avalon Meta Virtual Campus. I hope you enjoy your stay. For anything that might bother you, if you don't like anything, you can use the tag of @admins or @police. We are a very well functioning society. Our social, what do you say, pillars work very fine, and they'll make it a nice experience for you. Thank you so much,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Take care. Bye bye.